The job market is changing. We know that, right? We are seeing large numbers of people leaving their jobs and companies working hard to attract and retain talent through added flexibility, higher wages, and perks. This changing world might leave some people thinking about getting back into the workforce, even after stepping away for years to raise a family. To give us tips on how to do that, we are joined by Jen Lawrence, a master career coach specializing in vocational coaching for midlife women. Welcome to the show, Jen.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you originally worked in the corporate world, then stepped away to raise a family. When you were ready to come back, what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, when I first tried to come back, it was actually not a very good experience at all. I looked at going through one of these onboarding programs that was sponsored by some big companies, and I just found that it was very competitive. It wasn't collaborative. There was no sense of work-life balance. In fact, they had a seminar on work-life balance held from 5 to 7 on a Monday, and I thought, well, that doesn't seem so great. I was told to expect much lower pay and a much lower title, even though I'd only been out of the workforce for 5 years at that point, and had done things like I was a blogger, I'd built brands, I'd done some cool things, but I wasn't really getting any credit for it. So it was actually pretty difficult to go back, which is why I decided to create another way.
And you now help women get back into the workforce. What are the biggest hurdles that women face when doing that?
Yeah, I would say the biggest hurdle is really self-confidence. Once you've stepped away from the workforce, you really lose that sense of confidence that you can do it. A lot of women also struggle with perfectionism. They've done studies to show that women don't even apply for jobs unless they have 100% of the required qualifications, whereas, men will apply for jobs when they have maybe 30% of the things being asked for. So, building confidence and not expecting perfection are really the two big hurdles. And I mean, the great thing is those are things that you can work on yourself. Those are really internal issues. And that's, part of what I do when I work with clients is helping them rebuild that sense of confidence.
And some women may have been out of the workforce for, let's say, 15 to 20 years. The jobs of today look very different from the jobs that they left. How can they figure out the pathway they want to take?
Yeah, absolutely. So it really comes to looking at what these new jobs are and breaking it down, because the reality is, as humans, we haven't changed. Some of the tech has changed, but, skills are pretty similar. So let's take a new job like influencer. Really that's just someone who creates a, personal brand to sell stuff. So, let's say that you are a popular person with a big personality, and maybe you were in sports or modeling or something like that, you could be an influencer. Or perhaps you can, help influencers market themselves, or you can advise influencers, or you can, manage influencer relations for a brand. So it's really looking at what the jobs of today are and what that means, and then finding your own skills and likes. I often tell clients, go back to childhood. What did you like to do? What were you good at? That's a real clue as to what sorts of things you should be looking at, because that's where you're going to be really good at something.
It's an interesting perspective to go back to childhood and what you were really into. And you talk about skills and we talk about transferable skills. What does that look like, and how can a job seeker do that on their own?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you're looking for an actual job, or, even if you're looking at just networking, look at job ads and see what kind of skills they're looking for. And then it's up to you to make that link. Like, recruiters are busy, they use software, they're not going to take the time to say, oh, she raised a lot of money for the spring fair at the school, and therefore she would be a good salesperson. It's up to you to say, I did donor outreach. That's a sales function. I did event management. So, I'd be very good at planning and organizing. So it's really up to you to see what people are looking for, and whether that's, clients if you're looking at going on your own, or a company if you're looking at rejoining the workforce. And you need to make that leap for them. You can't expect them to make that leap. You need to be the one translating what you can do into what they need.
Jen, great to meet you. Great tips. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.